Okay, here's another question where we're looking at simplifying an expression, a rational expression, and we want to express it with positive exponents. And, again, try to get rid of all these radicals that we can, if we can evaluate them. So I'm going to begin by working with, what's inside of these, with this big set of brackets, numerator and denominator at the same time. So in the first case, x to the 18 times negative 1 over 6 will just be negative 18 over 6. I'm multiplying exponents together, and that's all divided by, I'm going to take the fifth root of 243, which will just give me 3, and the fifth root of x to the 10, which is going to be x squared. Again, if you can't see that, remember that the fifth root of x to the, the fifth root of x to the 10 is the same thing as x to the 10 over 5, which is just x squared, okay? So I'm just rewriting that in its simplified form, skipping over the steps that are needed to write that, but please convince yourself if you're not. And of course, this is all raised to the power of 1 over 2. I'm changing the 0.5 to a fraction because I want to work with fractions here. So at this point, there are some further simplifications I can make, namely, that's going to be x to the negative 3 over 3x squared. That's still to the 1/2. And now I can, simplify what's inside the brackets by rewriting everything with positive exponents. So it'll be 2, in this case, plus 3, 1 over 2. Okay, hopefully you saw the move I made here. If you didn't, I'll just write it out over the side. And I rewrote this part as 1 over x cubed times 1 over 3x squared to the 1/2. Okay, and that's why I was able to combine these together. So at this point, I can write it as 1 over 3x to the 5, 1/2. And I'll bring that 1/2 in. Let's see what we get. We get 1 over square root of 3 and the square root of x to the 5. Or if you want to simplify that as much as possible, it's 1 over x squared root 3 root x, or you can write it as 1 over x squared root 3x. Okay, and it does want us to express it with positive exponents, so maybe I went too far here. Probably at this point I could have rewritten it as root 3 x to the 5 over 2. Okay, and again, that's not underneath the root sign. Don't think of the x as going underneath. It's just, multiplied by whatever root 3 is, 1.7, etc., etc. All that gets us our final expression in a form such that we have positive exponents, or if you followed me down here, I'm left with a root and an x underneath. I don't know. I think they're fairly. Each one is fine. Preferably I think this one's a bit neater in the final solution.